So the Pokemon Presents for 2025 has just wrapped up, and we have some huge news for the Pokemon VGC scene moving forward, and that is a brand new game called Pokemon Champions. Now, I'm gonna play the trailer here. I will probably mute it just so we, don't get the Nintendo ninjas coming after us. But this is some pretty exciting stuff, right? And we'll kind of go through it, I guess, as the video plays out here. But for essentially what it looks like here is we have a battle simulator that will be able to be played both on the mobile phone and on the Switch family of systems, as they mentioned. And one of the really cool things they showed in it is both Megas and Terras. So obviously the trailer here is going to play out. I might actually just skip a little forward here because like we probably don't need to see all of this stuff where they're kind of leading into it. Let's go back a little bit here. But this is where you see, I think for me, this is super exciting. As a VGC player, you watch this, like, again, VGC on your phone, this could be absolutely insane because, like, it's just accessibility, right? Like, I think one of the hardest things with VGC right now is, I'm just going to quickly pause this too as it's about to get into some cool stuff. I think one of the hardest things with VGC right now is it's not an easily accessible game, right? For me, as someone who plays the game all the time, yeah, I've got resources, right? I play a lot of the game, when a new DLC comes out, when the new games come out, whatnot. I grind the crap out of the games. I do a lot of PvE in it, and it basically kind of carries me through, right? And eventually, you do have to go through and do some sessions, but for the most part, right, I am normally pretty stocked up in terms of, resources, right? And obviously, I make videos on the game, and because of that, I need to, constantly, make new teams and all that kind of stuff. But I think if you're a more casual player or someone who's just, more, again, you're just like kind of getting into the game, you don't care as much about it as someone like me does. It can be really hard to, one, get into the game, and then two, stay in the game long term, right? Obviously things like rental codes and whatnot are fantastic resources, and I do assume they will be coming back in this game. I can create a team, share it out to the public and whatnot. But yeah, it's these little things where, like, putting this on your mobile phone, assuming it's going to be a free game, I think is just incredible, right? I think it's going to be really, really good for the game going forward, right? And also the other thing, it looks beautiful. Like, you look at this Dondozo clicking Wave Crash there, at least I'm assuming it's Wave Crash. It looks fantastic. Obviously, this part here, it does say added effects, not actual gameplay footage. But, I would assume watching that Aegis/attack there, that's probably what it looks like in game. And, like, the arena here looks pretty cool. I don't know who, like, you look at this board state right here. I don't know who decided that we're going to have a Charizard and a Hisuian Samurott next to each other up against an Aegis/and a Dondozo. But nonetheless, it is really, really cool. We have Aegis/, here, next to Dozo. Maybe there's a Tatsu in the back. Maybe this is solo Dozo. I don't know. But as you kind of watch this trailer play out, we see two major things come here, right? One, Megazard. What's that mean? It means Megas are back in VGC, baby. Again, assuming we're moving to this game. I'll kind of talk about it at the end. But yeah, in this game, it's gonna have Mega Evolution. Really, really cool. It's also going to have terrestrialization. Again, really, really cool. We've never had them together before. Obviously, Megas came out in X and Y. We haven't seen them in VGC since the Sun and Moon era, or the Ultra Sun and Moon era, I should say. And of course, Terra's a brand new mechanic, right? So seeing them both in the same battle, crazy, right? And of course, I don't believe we get to see any Z moves here. Maybe there's something I've missed, but like I definitely don't think we've seen it. Yeah, Pokemon Champions, man. This is crazy, dude. Like, I'm so excited. I'm gonna quickly like turn this up here. You also see it says now in development. They don't give us a release date for it. I would say, like, if I had to guess the release date, I'm probably leaning towards Worlds. Like, if I had to guess, this will probably go live around the same time the World Championships finishes or concludes. Maybe the day after, maybe the week after, something like that. Again, purely speculation. But this goes back to the whole idea I've been saying for a very long time, especially on this channel talking about VG, which is we have no natural progression after Regulation I. Regulation I is the next format that we should be getting. That format should be starting May 1st. If you count the months, because again, it's going to be a 4-month format. You go May, you go June, you go July, you go August. I'm pretty sure the World Championship is like, off the top of my head, it's like mid to late August, around like, was it like 25th, 26th, something like that? I'd have to double check. It's honestly, it's like 2 a.m. for me right now. My brain's a bit frazzled, and I'm super excited. But yeah, this lines up perfectly for this game to drop. And, we say, hey, August, Regulation I ends for Scarlet and Violet. And then you go, what is it, August, September? Come September, this game drops. This is our new game for the format. And again, people might want to play VGC. Maybe they don't own a Switch. Maybe, Generation 10 comes out on the Switch 2. People don't buy Switch 2 and they can't play it. So I think putting this on iOS and Android is so freaking big, man. Again, I don't know how it's going to be at tournaments. Like, I'm sure they'll do something like where you're going to have to keep the game open and whatnot, because that would be like the one thing I'd worry about, is like someone quickly closes, pulls up a damage calc or something. But yeah, I think this accessibility wise, fantastic. And on top of that as well, an official battle simulator. You know, for this game, we're not gonna have to train our Pokemon, which I would say for officials, I kind of hope you still have to, just to keep, you know, I guess the what's the word I'm looking here for, you know, keeping the legacy of the game. I don't know, like we've always had to train our mons, yeah. So I kind of think that's something we'll have to do. I'll probably like turn this down as well. I think I turned that on way too loud. They do say here, you know, subject to change and whatnot. Of course, that's pretty standard with stuff like this. What does he say here? Is it anything important? You've just seen a glimpse of the world championship of the world. God, I can't English. It's too late. Basically, we got our first glimpse of it. This title will be focused on Pokemon battles. Yeah, for the cool games you know and love. A big thing he says here as well. We'll continue, yeah, being skilled against each other for those trainers around the world. There's one thing. But this, oh God, we're aiming for these core battle styles. Get ready for this one. This is the big thing here. To be enjoyed by more players than ever before. I think, again, for the future of VGC, this is massive. Obviously, VGC this year is the biggest it's ever been. EUIC was literally last weekend. 1,400 players played. It's huge. I think people being able to play on their phones is going to be massive for the game. I do just want to throw that out. Like, I think that's so freaking important to all of this. And it says here, Game Freak, the developer of the core games, right, is carrying out the planning for this project while development is being handled by Pokemon Works, which is the new company that kind of, you know, they started up recently. And Pokemon Champions will not only be coming to the family of Switches here, but to mobile devices too. Again, huge, right? I cannot state enough how big I think that is for this game. And this here is also really cool as well. It says, what's more, you can also connect to Pokemon Home. I'm going to pause it here because, again, this here, it's not that important, right? My assumption to this would be like, hey, if I make a team in Pokemon Champions, I can't make my whole team shiny, right? But if you have a look at this, right? So Pokemon Go can send to home, obviously can't receive. Of course, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the other main series titles, they can both withdraw and deposit, right? But Pokemon Home connects to Pokemon Champions, right? And I think what that's saying is like, hey, say I sent a shiny Sceptile to Pokemon Home, I can now use a shiny Sceptile in Pokemon Champion. As long as it's registered there, I can use it in Pokemon Champions. I'm guessing it's going to be one of those things where, again, like, it doesn't matter. It could be the worst Sceptile of all time. It could be a perfect Sceptile. It doesn't matter. In Pokemon Champions, I'm going to be able to say, hey, these are the EVs I want. These are the IVs I want. And this is just, you know, this is just kind of what I want, right? I've unlocked the shiny. I get to use the shiny. So yeah, that there, pretty freaking cool. And it says, well, you won't be limited by using Pokemon. Wait, what's this? You won't be limited to using Pokemon you can partner up with in Pokemon Champions. Did I miss this? You'll be able to team up with Pokemon who joined you. Oh, okay, yeah, so that's what they're saying. It's like, say, for example, I can bring my Meowscarada from Scarlet and Violet into this game. Which, again, I'm assuming you would probably just add it in there and you're good to go. But yeah, look, I think there's a lot that we can talk about here. And again, for me right now, it's pretty freaking late. I probably need to go to sleep, spend a couple hours thinking about this. But look, I'm thinking tomorrow morning I'll probably jump on a call with someone and kind of discuss this, because I think the future is really bright. I think this makes things, like, honestly, this could change the future of VGC. It could bring in a whole lot of players. It could open a bunch of different avenues. You know, a big thing I've always said that I personally disliked with Scarlet and Violet is it feels really hard to run a community tournament, right? You know, say I want to host a tournament for my viewers, for example. Like, as the YouTuber, the content creator, I want to be able to like stream these games and be like, oh hey, let's watch Joseph Ugarte versus Wolf Click. But unless they're both like plugged in like to a Switch, you know, so to like a setup where like with an Elgato capture card or something, it's pretty hard to do it. So I think something like this could be really, really good. Hopefully they have like a spectator mode. That's like the big thing for me. But yeah, honestly, I'm super excited to see what happens with this game. As I said, I think this is probably going to launch like probably in, if I had to guess, probably end of August, start of September. But yeah, I think that's basically everything I wanted to talk about now. As I said, this is kind of just a quick first thoughts. Like, this just dropped. I'm very excited. Like, literally, I think at the time of finishing up this recording, this came out like 23 minutes ago. I literally finished my stream, which, by the way, if you want to go like check my reaction, check it there. I'll probably upload it anyway. But yeah, dude, the future of VGC is bright and I cannot wait. And yeah, as I said, I'll probably drop another video later today, just kind of going a bit more in depth on how big this actually is, because I feel like there's a lot of things I haven't touched on here, but I also haven't really had any time to think about it. But yeah, guys, if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It means the world to me. Let me know what you think of Pokemon Champions down below. I think this is, again, I feel like I've said it 100 times. It's going to be huge for the game. It's going to be massive. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'll catch you to the next one. Peace.